Bucky's Basement. Bucky's Basement.
Welcome to Bucky's Basement. I'm Bucky, and what I want to do right now is do a little teaser for our upcoming episode, Fast Pitch. You know it. You love it. It's where we write movies in 15 minutes. Everybody is kind of pressed against the wall in creativity based on, a series of words that we draw. We arrange them. We write a movie title, right? But what we want to do is introduce our guests for this coming week's Fast Pitch, which is going to be awesome. We have Toxic Waste of Time podcast with us. And we want to preview them a little bit. So what I want to do is just read a little blurb about these ladies who are doing incredible things in the podcast world. Your two smartass aunts, Ivy Hensley and Katie Boothe, unscientifically analyze toxicity in every relationship. What do you need to detox from? And when I say that, I don't mean detox from a personal relationship or things like that. We're detoxing from things, if you guys might remember when we used to do our breakup episodes, when we broke up with pop culture. So we have Katie and Ivy coming at us this week. We have them in the podcast studio right now, and we want to talk to them a little bit about their podcast, their experiences, and how they got started. Thank you guys so much for joining us.
No, thanks for having us.
Absolutely.
We're excited.
Yeah, tell us. How'd y'all get started?
So I'll let Ivy tell the story because it was her idea.
Okay, so I worked for a psycho bitch for 25 years, and I finally broke free from her. Before I broke free from her, I needed to figure out how I was going to make money.
Sure.
And podcasting wasn't it, but I started taking voiceover lessons and going to voiceover networking meeting, and the guy who leads the meeting and did the voiceover classes is one of Katie's mentors in voiceover, and he's quite proud of her because she's also a full-time audiobook narrator. She quit her toxic teaching job to be a full-time audiobook narrator. And so when I said in the networking group, I want to do a podcast about bad bosses, she said, I have stories. And I was like, well, I don't want to do it by myself. Yeah, everybody does, but nobody will talk about it. Nobody would talk about their boss. Yeah. And so we did a whole season of Bad Boss, pretending that we had listeners we did have listeners, but what we didn't have was listeners who were brave enough to tell us about their bosses. Yeah. So, and we both detoxed from those jobs by talking about it on the podcast. Yeah. So we switched.
Its own version of therapy.
It was. And we got to the point where at least I did, because Katie had already been gone from her job for a while. I was still working my job when I told her I wanted to do the podcast. So when we got done with the Bad Boss Detox, we thought we aren't done. We like doing podcasts. We like talking about stuff. And why don't we talk about relationships with everything? And Toxic Waste of Time came to one of Katie's friends in...
Shout out, Phil.
Yeah. And we thought it was great. And side bonus, it spells twat. So...
So all of our file names.
Yeah,
Who doesn't love a good acronym?
TWOT. So we use that a lot, and yeah, that's how it started, and we've been doing it. We're on our third season.
43 episodes or something.
Oh yeah,
nice. So did you just did you have throwaway episodes at the beginning? Did you kind of just jump into it and you were able to roll with it?
No, we planned
everything carefully. Yeah.
Okay.
Nobody liked our feminism episode or the Pride episode.
Doesn't have a lot of listens, sadly.
Moving to your newest podcast, because the Bad Bosses, it brings me back to what was that podcast we used to listen to?
Behind the Bastards
podcast, which was so much fun for us. But you guys have moved into the toxicity of relationships with certain things. I love, the AI double episode. So because
Don't get me started. I'm triggered.
we have that kind of same mentality. When we do this future episode that you guys are going to listen to with Toxic Waste of Time Fast Pitch, we used to have AI actually write a movie against our 3 movies to see if they could do better than us.
Let me guess. It was total shit every
It
time.
was.
It was so
very
generic.
predictable. Like,
Yeah.
we abandoned.
Yeah,
that.
it was easy to tell like the movies that they had pulled from for the most part.
Yeah.
There was never a twist, maybe once or something. But yeah, we finally eliminated that. I hated that shit from the get-go.
I like that you guys are AI haters, but you tried it to prove that it sucked.
Well, so did we.
We did too.
We used it for a lot of our pictures in the beginning.
Initially, yeah. And we had it write outlines for us at one point, and then we realized like literally everything it spits out is total shit. Like,
Yeah.
why am I even wasting my time?
The only thing that I needed AI for was we tried to have like games, and was it Mad Libs that I used AI for?
It was fun for Mad Libs.
It was fun for Mad Libs.
Oh, like it
I
could
could
generate
see
one.
that.
Yeah,
with,
it
like,
could
the
generate
blanks or
a Mad
whatever.
Lib. Yeah, and that was great. But otherwise, most of what it writes is almost, cringe.
We just did a
we did an episode on
cringe
cringe, and when you started saying that you had it right in the, I was like, oh, that's kind of
Yep.
cringy because
It was the worst. And
You
I'm
guys
glad
have
we
talked-
got past it.
You guys have talking about online dating. You've talked about everything from like the furries thing. One of the favorite things that I do, or that I think you guys do on your podcast, is the icebreaker. It's
Yeah.
something that we try to bring to Fast Pitch just in a little bit of a different way, because it's always like personal to us, something that happened that day or that week that we just want to get off our chest. I like that you guys spin the wheel. I want to do that on
Yep.
this upcoming Fast Pitch. We're going to spin the wheel just like they do on Toxic Waste of Time. We're going to have one subject and we're going to riff on it. So you guys stay tuned for that. Make sure you're checking out our episode that comes out later this week. I just love it that you are touching on topics that are personal to you. Just like in our breakup letters where we touched on topics that are personal
Right.
to us. Old boy broke up with Star Wars. I broke up with Jack White. Juicebox broke up with
Kinda.
fast food.
Yeah.
Good for you, Juicebox.
I mean, it kind of stuck, I
Yeah.
did it for a while. I'm down way less than I used to, but man, French fries, God, they're good.
You gotta have a cheat day sometimes.
I mean, yeah.
Amazon was another thing that we broke
fuck
up with.
Amazon, man.
I always say everything in moderation except for cocaine.
And Amazon.
And that in excess, right?
Yes, you got to do a lot of that.
Can't
Got to
just-
keep it going.
you're right.
My son's a roadie, and he says when he says that to people, he's like, "My mom always says." They're like, "Your mom?"
Yeah. How did I become a roadie? My
yeah.
mom.
She's a cool ass mom.
Yeah. Well, we are so happy that you guys are going to join us for this upcoming episode of Fast Pitch. You guys got any other questions?
Yeah, are there any like personal favorite episodes that our listeners need to check out?
My personal favorite is back in season 1 when we were Bad Boss Detox, when we did an episode on the Radium Girls.
Yes,
If you guys
yeah,
are
yeah.
I think
unfamiliar,
that's both of our favorites.
please go check that out. That one was fantastic. It was just like a deep dive into the history of that whole situation. I loved that. I also really liked our cringe episode that we just did.
We just did a cringe episode, and it was fun.
It was probably a sensitive subject, or maybe for some people, but I was like, listen to your religion and politics one recently. And it was like,
same.
it hit at a good time also because I was dealing with like some religious people at work. And I was just like, man, I don't know how to treat these people because they like straight up say that they are a bigot, like to my face, you know, or like, and I'm just
They're not
like,
scared anymore.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm just like, okay.
In Jesus' name.
Yeah, right.
I'm a bigot in
Right.
Jesus' name.
It was just like too much for me to handle. And then I was listening to that episode. I was just like, oh my God, I'm like triggered driving home. Like, fuck all these people.
I was triggered through both of those. Katie had to record separately a sort of sorry about Ivy.
At the end of the episode, I'm like, Ivy's working through some stuff.
They want to do that about me for every episode.
Yeah. I mean, I don't know. I felt I was like vibing with everything.
Yeah.
It was a nice.
I
it
felt
was
like I
solid.
had to make an apology after our body image episode too.
Yeah,
because
and
I was working
didn't-
through some stuff.
I didn't notice that. I thought that you did fine, and you were like, "I only cried once," and I didn't even notice that you cried. Like,
Yeah.
Yeah.
It gets intense sometimes, but we
Yeah.
also laugh and have a fucking blast.
Yeah,
Nope.
it's a good time.
Yeah.
It does get intense. But here on Bucky's Basement, we don't print retractions.
Good.
No, it was not a retraction. It was just
We just
It was a
do that
warning.
in the editing process.
Yeah,
He
I
just cuts it
do
out.
it over the video. I just correct Bucky with words on the screen.
and
sometimes.
also until we get advertisers, we can do whatever the fuck we want.
I mean,
That's the
Hey,
benefit of not
true.
being sponsored.
that's kind of where we're at right
Yeah.
now. It's like, do we make a push to like try to get some sponsors? And then it's like, with that amount of money, whichever it is, however little about it would be any way worth it to give up our freedom?
I don't like to be told what to do.
I don't like to sell out.
All right, we are excited to have Katie and Ivy from Toxic Waste of Time on our upcoming episode.
Oh,
of
real quick, I have one more question. When was the last time you guys went to Kid Rock's big donkey tonk?
Fucking never.
Oh,
Sorry.
I have
not
been there.
sorry.
you have.
The bar on
Yeah,
Broadway.
yeah.
The
Yes,
story bar.
I have been there twice.
Man, what was the occasion?
The first time I went honky tonkin' with my work wife, she wanted to show me around downtown, and we went in, we went up, we saw the cigarette vending machine.
Did you make it to the fourth floor?
I don't know what floors we went. I think we went to all the floors.
You would have remembered the fourth floor.
I don't know.
Why is that?
It's an homage to Josie. Do you guys remember Josie?
No.
He was a little person who rapped with Kid Rock back
Okay.
in like the late 90s, and he
Okay.
passed away in around 2005. He was a big part of his start before Kid Rock was Republican, redneck, whatever. He was a kid from Detroit, right?
Yeah.
And he had this guy named Joe C rapping with him, and there's an homage to him on the fourth floor of Kid Rock's big ass honky tonk and steakhouse.
It's a steakhouse, dude.
It's a steakhouse?
That's what it says on the. It literally says that on the side.
The drinks are
see a
served
huge
in
sign.
solo cups.
No.
Like,
We're aware.
That's supposed to be like part of the shtick, I guess. Here's
I
your
guess.
$16 drink in a solo cup.
But if you
Christ's
go to
sake.
the fourth floor, you will. It's memorable. So I'm just saying.
okay. I mean, we went all the way up. We went all the way back down. I went again with my girlfriends that came to visit, and it was an in and out that time. But there was many years in between, because when I went with Latina, it was probably 2017. It was
Okay.
a long time ago.
Yeah.
I fully expected both of you to say no, never, and get offended that I asked you that.
No, I've been there.
I'm
That's
not
interesting.
offended that you
No,
asked me that. I
know,
feel like I know why you asked me that.
I'm just being like, it was the worst
We're
bar
t-
downtown that I could think of, honestly. It's
Yeah.
like that. Yeah.
100%.
I
would-
got friends coming to Nashville from out of town, and they're asking me, what do we do? I want to go to this place. I'm like, Jesus Christ, I'm not going to Broadway. Like, no.
Yeah.
I don't love anybody that much.
No, I
But
stood
you,
in
but
the.
but hold on. Let me bring this up really quick. Now that we're riffing on it, you would go to Broadway. If you would go to Broadway, what are the two places that you would go
Okay.
on Broadway? And I'm going to go ahead and I could write this down, and I know your answer.
I only got one answer.
You have one.
Yes.
Okay.
Because underneath the Johnny Cash Museum, there's a speakeasy called House of Cards. And that
All
place fucking rules.
It is cool.
It is the best. It's worth going to Broadway, but you have to have reservations, and the bouncer lets you in the door, like he knows your face, and it's a cool experience.
Okay.
Is that
Yeah.
the close up magic place?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, it's
cool,
awesome.
though.
I was going to say the locals always say the same two answers: Robert's Country Western World and Acme Feed and Seed.
I've been to Acme.
Are the two places
Yeah.
that locals will go on Broadway.
Yeah.
Robert's mainly because it's kind of like right there attached to the Ryman. So if you're going to show at the Ryman, it's
Yeah.
easy to go in the back door
Right.
off the alley.
Well, and it still has a very much like old school, I feel like country type of vibe. Like it's not, for the most part, they're not playing like country hits like every other bar is. Like,
rockabilly. And
It's
Yeah.
cigarettes
You get a
rolled
bologna
up in your
sandwich.
sleeves, slick back hair, stand up bass. Like Robert's,
Yeah.
it's Brazil Billy. It still holds the integrity that Nashville was built on. It has gone far, far away.
so I just want to derail real quick and just throw something out there. You guys know how like when Kanye West's mom died, he went like crazy and lost his mind? That's like supposedly the thing
Oh, was
like,
that the
made him go
trigger?
crazy.
I
Supposedly.
think that was the trigger.
mental break.
Do you think when Joe C died, that's when Kid Rock went crazy and just went lost his shit?
Maybe.
Joe
That
C,
breaks my
Joe C was
heart.
this Sid turd, this little dude that had like kidney disease.
Do
and
you
rapped
think
alongside
Joe
of us.
C would have ever let Kid Rock do what he has
I
done?
think Kid
in the
Rock
last
was
5
always
years?
a piece of shit.
I do too.
People grieve in all different ways, though.
You're right,
I
but
think
he
he was
did. He
always a
grew
piece
up
of
like
shit.
a rich kid and tried to pretend like he was it, and then like his parents paid for his like album and all the shit.
Juicebox. I don't know if that is the truth, but that's what I'm going to be telling people.
I mean,
I mean, hey, why not? Hey,
We live.
I said it the other day, babe.
It's
We
your
live in
headcanon.
we're in a post-truth world. You could just tell anybody anything
Yeah.
at this point.
we are in a post.
I've always known so little about Kid Rock that
Yeah.
I didn't
mean,
know about his little friend. I
didn't either.
know.
It's just it's been an ongoing joke with us for
ever
many
since
years.
I
Ever
was
since Kid Rock bar opened up. There's not
I
really
was
a
gonna-
Joe C.
I was
tribute
gonna
on
say
the
it.
fourth floor.
ever since I was. You didn't have to say that. We're going to say that off air.
All right, I'll cut it out. I just wanted them to know.
Disclaimer.
I already knew because I went to every fucking floor of that place twice.
We say this on this.
It's not adding up.
Yeah.
I was going to say that it's been an ongoing joke since I was 18 years old, and I got the lyrics to a Kid Rock song tattooed across my back.
You could have kept that.
Yeah, you didn't have to tell him that, man.
Yeah.
That's
Wow.
It was in the year 2000. It was 26 years ago, and I wish it's one of those regrets. Like,
Is it spelled right at least?
it is spelled right.
Okay.
The
Get points for that.
Go ahead. Just
no,
You're not going to tell us what lyric
It
it is?
says "Only God Knows Why." That was a song by Kid Rock, and I will tell the story. I was at the University of Tennessee, and one of my friends wanted to go get a tattoo, and he was going to get the drama faces tattooed on his shoulder blade. Fair enough. He was like, "I need somebody to go get a tattoo with me," and I was like, "Okay, I'll go." I'm 18 years old. I was sheltered in high school. I had a bunch of drinks at night, and I was like, "All right, let's go. I'll go get a tattoo." He's like, "You know what you want?" I was like, "No." On the way there, literally the song "Only God Knows Why" comes on the radio, and when we get to the place, I was just like, you know what, tattoo "Only God Knows Why" across my back, but I need dots. And he was like, "How many dots do you want?" And I said, "I guess, give me 3 dots, like, dot, dot, only God knows why, dot, 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 anything happens or whatever." And then ever since then, I've gone to tattoo parlors for 26 years to try to get the 4th dot, and none of them will do it.
You have to get an actual tattoo and then have them stick on a dot.
I guess that is true.
Maybe they just don't want their work next to.
I've
Kid
offered
Rock quote.
$100 for them to
I
put
was
a
gonna
dot
say,
on my back.
I was
Yeah.
going to say they'll charge you their minimum. So
Yeah.
get a tattoo, and then while they've got their ink and everything set up, ask the artist after you've already
That makes sense.
had.
Sure.
Just say, "Hey, put a dot."
Put a dot
you
there.
just put a
No,
dot?
What I want to do is put a cover up over. the
Yeah, that's
whole
what I was going to
thing.
ask.
What I want you to
Right.
do is also put a cover up over it.
Eventually, it's gonna happen.
With Kid Rock's face.
if I paid for it, would you get like after the dots, like, I don't know, like Only God Knows Why Sloppy Joes or something?
Hot dogs exist.
Yeah.
I would do that.
Okay. All right. We'll talk after the podcast.
Anyway, all right. So this upcoming episode of Fast Pitch is going to be a very special one. We have Katie and Ivy from the Toxic Waste of Time podcast. Shout out where people can listen to you guys prior to our episode coming out so they can prepare for what you guys are bringing to the table.
We are on Apple Podcasts, Spotify,
Everywhere.
YouTube, everywhere you want to find us. We have a lot of listeners on Apple Podcast.
Okay.
We have an Instagram and a Facebook and a Reddit.
What are all of those?
It's
I hate saying
Our
it too.
Instagram and our Facebook are just Toxic Waste of Time. And I don't know
and
what
Reddit is r/.
Toxic Waste of Time.
We are excited to have you guys. You guys stick around. You're going to see this episode that's coming up on all of our podcast networks, their podcast networks, YouTube. We are excited to bring this to you, but thank you so much for checking in on our little mini episode, our prequel, if you will, because you guys know on Fast Pitch, I love prequels. Hopefully I won't write one this week. But anyway, we're excited. Thank you so much. Stay tuned.